YouTube, Vana community, Beach Boys fans, random people on the internet. Hey, my name's Giggens. We're here to talk about the Beach Boys' 10 Years of Harmony. I've wanted to talk about this set for a long time, and I thought, well, now's the time. So here we go. This set is fantastic. That's the end. That's the end of the video. It's great. It's a great album. No, I'm just kidding. This came out pretty much coincidingly with their 20th anniversary, which would have been December 31st, 1981. This came, or 1961 rather. This came out December 7th, 1981, and it tackles the era of Sunflower from 1970 up to Keeping the Summer Alive in 1980. So it covers the entire 70s discography of the guys. What makes it so fascinating is that it includes solo tracks and a couple of unreleased tracks, which is also weird because the back cover says this set contains previously released material. They're lying. There's stuff not released yet. So you get San Miguel on here for the first time, and you get, what's it called? Sea Cruise, which was done during the 15 Big Ones era, and River Song, Denny's song from Pacific Ocean Blue. 1981 was a really fascinating year for the guys. Carl was out of the band doing his solo thing. His record came out in March. Mike put out his solo record in October, and he was also touring with the Endless Summer Beach Band at that point as well. So 81 was kind of a fractious time for them. I do think this was released because of the success of the Beach Boys medley, which had come out. So in July of 1981, Capitol put out the Beach Boys medley, which was this new craze at the time of bands or, record companies putting together songs of different bands and making a little 45 out of it, and they were doing really well. And the Beach Boys one actually hit number 12, which was a really, really high chart peak for them at that time. So I think, Caribou, Warner, Reprise, or CBS at this point rather, I'm sorry, I think they were kind of like, well, all right, that's selling really well. Maybe we can put something together, the Beach Boys, throughout the 70s, because that hadn't been done yet. The closest we got to that was 1976's Good Vibrations set, which had a couple of early 70s songs on it. But there hadn't been a really good, compilation of the 70s stuff. So they did this, and I think it came out at a good time because, 1980 was rough for them as well. The band was super fractious. They had that disastrous Good Morning America interview where Mike looked pissed off the whole time. Denny was drunk. Carl was trying to save it. Brian was disinterested. My favorite bit from that is I listened to a record called Be My Baby, which is like the most Brian thing ever. I love that. But they were still a gigantic concert draw. So even if their records weren't selling, seeing the Beach Boys in concert was a gigantic deal. They also put out a single in Come Go With Me off the MIU album, and it hit number 18. The back of it was Don't Go Near the Water, which is pretty cool. But it came out in November, and it became a top 20 hit for them. So, again, Al Jardine's Secret Weapon. So I think it was a good idea to put out Come Go With Me as a single. It did help to sell this thing a little bit. Not fantastically, it hit number 156 on the charts, but it really is a fantastic set. So I'm not going to go through every single song as a review because we know these songs and I've done this on other videos, but let me at least show you the packaging here. A great picture of the guys from the mid-70s proving they can grow beards. And the crummy thing about this is, though, they vetoed the use of having a picture of Bruce on here because he wasn't there for all of the 70s, even though Disney Girls is on here. So, hey Bruce, let's take your song, but can't put your picture in there even though you produced our last 2 albums. Oh well, I guess you can't grow a beard, so no picture for you. But yeah, I mean, it is a really nice shot of them. They actually do look really happy. Even Brian looks like he's actually pretty chill with being there, but I like the layout of it. I think it's cool that they also mention Bruce's name over here, which is really nice. And they do say 10 Years of Harmony, the Beach Boys, 1970 to 1980. So it's kind of a nice summing up of the era, but the tracks on here are great, and there are a couple of random ones that you don't really get anywhere else. Like It's a Beautiful Day is, that was kind of an obscure one at the time to find. Like I said earlier, San Miguel, that one's definitely, I'm not sure if they were bootlegs of that song at the time or how it wound up on here, but I'm glad they put it on. And you get the 45 version of School Days, which is really cool. a live version of Darlin', Sea Cruise, which again I think is awesome to give it a home on here, and then River Song is fantastic. But those last three songs, you get Long Promise Road, Feel Flows, Until I Die. I mean, what an unbelievable last three songs there. Here's what the record looks like. Now, because this is the 10 Years of Harmony review, I thought I'd show a couple of really special things about this album, or versions of it that I have. So here's one still in the shrink wrap. It's open on the side so you can get the records out, but it's in the shrink, and it's got the original Kmart sticker on here for $11.57 back in the day. I'm guessing sometime in the 80s. I'm not sure if this is an original release from 1981, but it's pretty early, I'd say, but probably sometime in the 80s with the way that sticker looks. But it's just so cool to have this in the shrink, so it's going to stay in the shrink forever, but a little bit of it's coming off up there, which is alright. But the records sound absolutely phenomenal. Whoever had this really took care of it, and yeah, so you can't even open it because it's in the shrink. But absolutely treasure this thing. And my most recent acquisition is this. This just got reissued this year, or late last year in 2020, but I'm pretty sure it was this year in 2021 for its 40th anniversary, which, can you believe that? But this is a HQ CD version from Japan, where it's got the obi strip there. Let me zoom in a little bit on that obi strip. Hopefully it won't get too blurry. But if you can't see it, it says 10 Years of Harmony underneath that picture, and the picture is the same one from the inside of the cover. Here's the back. And I do have to say, the set sounds absolutely phenomenal. Let me show you the inside. So here we go, the OB comes off. Here's the back cover, which looks just like the standard album. And then it folds out exactly like the record does. So it's a very cool mini replica of this thing. This was released on CD as the big chunky box set, you know, the deluxe 2 CD thing that they used to do, like the White Album was, or the Beatles Anthology, those big 2 CD sets. In the early 90s, it came out that way. Rumor has it, though, they used all the album cuts for it, whereas this features a lot of single edits. Like, it's got the single version of On My Way to California, like it's got that one, and of course the 45 version of School Days, which is pretty cool. And both CDs are on this green CD. It was very kind of a boring looking CD. I'm not sure why they didn't do anything more with that, but then you get a replica of the original inner sleeves, which have the words on them. And what I also think is one of the coolest parts of this is that you get this giant booklet with the words in Japanese and English. On the back of the booklet, it does say mastered at Universal Music Studios in Tokyo in 2020. So this was done sometime last year, and it came out, I think, early in 2021. So it's just out, and it's available on, I found mine on Amazon anyway. Jeffrey Bezos! But yeah, very, very cool to have this thing. But yeah, the sound of this thing is pretty phenomenal. It's an MQA CD, so it's going to be better than a standard CD does, so it's got a larger sort of data storage, if you will, so it's able to produce a better fidelity. And it definitely does sound like it. I mean, it's nothing better than holding the actual original record, but this is so cool to have as a little mini replica CD. Yeah, absolutely love this. This copy that I've had for a million years only has plain paper inner sleeves. My other copy that I just got, the one with the Kmart sticker on it, that does have the original inner sleeves with the lyrics written on them, which is really cool. But I treasure this album beyond words. If you're looking to get into the Beach Boys in the 70s but don't want to spend a lot of time digging through all their albums, this is a great place to start. You really can't go wrong with anything on this set. All the big ones are here. You got Add Some Music to Your Day, Disney Girls, rock and roll music going on, Good Time and It's Okay, Cool Cool Water. I mean, they're all here. And then some really deep cuts like Surf's Up, Deirdre, She's Got Rhythm, Roller Skating Child. I mean, they cover a good amount of the big hits and the album cuts to make a really fantastic listen. But yeah, you can't go wrong with this thing. So 10 Years of Harmony, it's long out of print, but this new CD is in print. So if you're looking for a physical copy of it that sounds good, pick that one up. I think it was around 30 to 40 bucks. It's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but for the quality, for the construction, for the look, as a collector and something that you're going to have forever, it's certainly worth it. But 10 Years of Harmony, 10 out of 10. Hands down, I love this thing. It's one of those albums where, like, if I had to sell a bunch of my Beach Boys albums for some strange reason, this is something I'd hang on to for sure. So that's it. Not much to know beyond that. They got put out, and it exists. Sometimes there's no big story. You just enjoy the music and talk about random editions of it. So hope you enjoyed. My name is Giggens. This is the Beach Boys, 10 Years of Harmony. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Drink water. And we'll see you soon. Bye.